Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes by Anne Rockwell. At first glance, Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes looks to be just a quirky little storybook published in the 60s and probably unheard of by most of you. My copy, with its yellowed pages and tattered cover, is very special to me. My grandmother originally gifted the book to my mother and her sister, and read the story to them often. The fact that my mother had cherished the book as a child made it an even more special gift to me, because unlike popular picture books that any kids my age could have bought brand new off the shelf at Borders, my old and worn-down copy of Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes told a different story than what was written down in ink on the pages. It was like a secret shared between my mother and I. Anyone could read the book and know the story, but when I read Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes, I am the only one who heard the story of my mother's love for me. Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes traces the story of a little girl named Maggie who travels around the world with her gypsy parents. They move to a great big city and to a store that used to be a shoe store, where Maggie's dad finds a forgotten pair of shiny red patent leather shoes for Maggie, just what she needs for dancing. Determined to show off her new shoes and dance moves, Maggie travels around the city asking everyone she sees if she may do a dance for them. But everyone is too busy. Saddened by the fact that no one wants to watch her dance, Maggie goes into the park where she does her dance for no one but just a little squirrel to watch. When she is finished, she is stunned to hear clapping and turns to find a teacher and a group of schoolchildren applauding her performance. In many ways, I am different from Maggie. She is an only child who has moved a lot, but I have lived in the same house my whole life with two older brothers. Unlike Maggie, I have two people I know I can always rely on, who have my back on anything. I also have been blessed with a lifelong friend I've known since kindergarten. As a young girl, the story helped me to imagine a different life of excitement and new experiences, but also made me thankful for my siblings and the stability of growing up in one place. However, I can also identify a lot with Maggie. I started dancing at age 3, and like Maggie, I never had stage fright and always wanted to share my dances with my family and friends. Growing up, dance caused a lot of frustration for me. It was a huge time commitment, spending every night in the dance studio, and my teachers expected perfection from me, which I was not always able to give. I remember coming home after dance some nights in tears, begging my mother to let me quit. She knew how much I loved dancing and how much I would regret quitting just because I was stressed out, and encouraged me to persevere through my struggle. So, just like Maggie continued to dance even when everyone was too busy to watch, I stuck with my passion up until I came to college. Looking back, I am so thankful for my mother helping me to never give up on my dreams, as dance has shaped me into the person I am today, and the lessons about perseverance and determination I learned from this experience can apply to almost everything I do. My mother read Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes to me almost every night from the time I was 3 years old and throughout elementary school. I wouldn't settle for just one reading of the story. "Read it again," I begged my mother, and she would read it 3 or 4 times over until I fell asleep. Looking back on the memory, I am thankful for her obligation to my request, as I know that not every child has a mother to read them a bedtime story, let alone a mother to read them a bedtime story 4 times in a row each night. I cherish these nightly readings of Gypsy Girl's Best Shoes, as with 2 older brothers and a busy schedule, my mother seldom had time during the day to spend with just me. These simplest moments formed a lasting bond between my mother and I can still say to this day that she is my very best friend.